Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Foodies and Everyday Sci podcast. Calling from various locations. I'm here in Buffalo, and we are here. Wait, let's just do that first. Okay, and there you go. All right. Now that that's out of the way, we are unfortunately here. I mean, we knew it was coming. We knew some places were going to close down due to this pandemic, and unfortunately, one of our places dear and dear to our hearts, West Third Common, had to fall to this pandemic. So we are here to tell stories of the time that we were there. Obviously, I was the chef there. G was the chef there. He's down there. Everyone, G, say hi.
Hola.
Hola, all right. And the person you might not see, that's Erica.
Who hit the SAP button? What's going on?
Yeah, the SAP button. Erica, the manager of us knuckleheads, is here joining us. She deserves all the credit in the world dealing with us, dealing with customers day in and day out. Yeah. So we have to give you your just dessert. And I said dessert because I don't care. But let's pop this hopefully on the screen to come and join us. Click on that little link. You can join, add comments, concerns to any. Well, I guess below us there, maybe. Right there it is. And then I'll leave that there for a little bit till we'll get these things going. Hopefully people will stop by. If not, fuck it. Who cares? Us three have plenty to talk about, catch up on, stories to tell. So let's. I want to start off with you. You seem to be the emotional one. No shocking to anybody.
I don't know what you mean by that.
But yeah, let's. What are your thoughts before we get into some fun stories?
Oh man, it hit hard. I mean, I think we've all lost friends and family. We've known people affected by COVID-19. We've seen people in our industry lose their jobs and their workplaces. And in the back of my head, I was like, "Come on, I just need one more." We're always hoping for that one more, and you're not really guaranteed that in life. It hurt, and I know that might be a little difficult for people who just think, who maybe don't know us well, who are just stumbling upon this, who just barely know West Third. It's like, it's the bar. But for each of us, West Third came into our lives at a very. I'm not assuming to speak for all three of us, but I think for most of us who worked at West Third came into our lives when we needed it the most. Oh, I got her going.
Come on, hold it together.
I said 5 minutes and it made it 4.
3 minutes.
And Erica, you were there as like the longest, but we always made sure to come by because we were just family. But it's amazing that even though I was only there 2 years for the first 2 years, but we never just came back to have pints. I mean, good Lord, it was baby showers, a wedding, birthdays where we, Allie put Caitlin in an arm bar. It's like the fun
Out of love.
Out of love.
Yeah. Out of love. And these are the kind of things you're just not going to forget, mainly because they kept us afloat in probably some very dark times. You hear a lot of the stereotypes of what cooks go through. Now, ours was very uplifting and yet chaotic of a motley crew family. And I hope everyone knows, if you walked in, I'm the mushy one. I'm sure I told you sober and drunk how much I appreciated all of you who've come through, whether you worked with me, you dined, you drank with us, but this place meant something to us, and you all meant something to us. I'm grateful and I'm sad, but it's such a weird thing because being here quarantined or in lockdown, but even before that, I'm at the point, I go work in Manhattan. I don't belong in Manhattan. I don't understand Manhattan anymore. Not just because I live here in the Bronx, I just don't. But I know I can walk near 3rd and Broadway, and there's home.
Right. Yeah, that's the thing.
And I think this is where too. I was talking to my Allie that it's like, you want to go to D'Espana? Sure, we gotta get a pint at West Third first. We're getting dumplings, got a pint afterwards. We're going to West Village, East Village, Sing Sing, karaoke. Always West Third, and all those places are still there. Union Square Mall, all that. I can't fathom doing that now. as weird as that sounds.
Anyway, we're
That
gonna
was home.
walk by one day just thinking we're gonna go grab a pint, and then look at the doors and be like, oh shit, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, no, we all left. Well, not we all left. Erica, you soldiered on, but me and you.
I was there a couple hours
Stop
ago.
it. Good Lord, Erica.
But like, yeah, we left.
It's just water leaking, and they're not real tears.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
No, it's all right. Well, I'll let you talk in a second. Let you compose
You don't
yourself.
have to. You don't have to let me.
You're good. You're good.
Oh, we're gonna make you talk.
All right, we'll
If
make
anyone needs to be uplifted here, it's you.
it's it.
This
Yeah.
is as composed as I get for the rest of the show, by the way.
That's about as composed as I've ever seen you.
Yeah. But
This
yeah,
is gonna be the best wake ever.
yeah, I know. Just, like ever, just all of a sudden, I'm like, there's a beer can just flying, like throwing at the computer screen. I'll break my computer. All hell's gonna break loose, but it's fine.
Oh, all the X Files are opening soon. Once we get all the tears out of the
Things are just anyway. But yeah, before I continue. But yes, we did. I mean, we left to pursue other adventures in our culinary career, but we always made it a point to always go back. Regardless of what we're doing, what was in our lives, West Third we spent the first 4 or 5 years of our lives every day in that place since we opened it. Like, we spent more time there than we did at our home, seeing family and everything else. So people that we worked with became our family. You hear that always, your work family and then your regular family, but our work family was indeed our actual family because we went through good times and bad times and happy, sad, Super Bowls, non-Super Bowls, playoffs, losses, wins.
A lot of
in School of Business.
Like we've gone through so much crap, like floodings and hurricanes and
Ice boulders through the ceiling.
Oh wow! Been a long time since I thought of that one.
So it's like it was always one of those spots. Like no matter, we left, it was always home. No matter who was working there, whatever. Even if we brought in new bartenders, new waiters, we walked in and it was like, this still feels like home. Yeah, the people might have changed, but we'll get to know them, and then they'll get to know us, and then we'll be back to one big old happy family. It kind of sucks because we moved out. I live in Harlem now. Before I was in Queens or in the Bronx, but it's like it's just kind of weird. Like no matter, like we know the city. It's not like we don't know the city, but there's nothing like that one corner on that one strip of a block that made us, home and family. And it was so comforting, like to have I know there's regulars in a bar, but we were coworkers, workers, family, regulars, and to have that just taken away is it's a surreal gut punch because now where do I go? It's like I don't know what to do. We've all gone to other different bars and frequent them and probably become regulars over there, but it's not the same. It's just not. Even when eventually that place does get taken over by somebody else and then becomes something, hopefully another bar. We'll walk into them like it's just
and tell them some of the most ridiculous stories that people tell us.
You see that corner over there?
Yeah.
Let me tell you.
And it really was to the point where people were like, "Oh, Greg, didn't you used to work at a bar?" No. I would tell if I didn't want to take this person to our home, but no. Oh, no. You must have heard something else. No, let's go to Amity Hall.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
I was as many coworkers as we brought by. There were some people like, because this is home.
Yeah.
If you're watching and I took you to West Third,
that's home. Yeah. I mean, some of the coworkers that we have now that have gone there and spent time there. Big Sam's been there. Obviously, when we had his gazillion buckets of beer. I mean, people that know us, we always took there. That was like, we became friends with you. That's the place where we're going to take you to have a good time, relax, and we're going to party out and drink a shit ton. But all right, Erica, your turn.
There we go.
We gave you time.
I give it time.
Not enough time.
I know. There's never enough time. But like we said earlier, like you were the glue. You were there the longest. Through all the craziness. So we want to give you, like I said earlier, some time to express to the world, to the Facebook world, your thoughts, your thank yous, if you had any regrets.
I mean, I'm
What
sure
were
they have regrets,
they?
but I don't like to think of them that way. Think of them as more of a learning
Maybe we shouldn't
experience.
hire
Right?
that particular person. I don't know. No mention of anybody.
I regret nothing and no one. Everything was amazing, and I met a lot of really great people that became family. And it's really tough to just have to say goodbye without having a big goodbye.
Yeah, big goodbye. Yeah, no. So we can go back in and drink everything and trash the place.
I wish.
That'd be a problem.
I mean,
I mean, we couldn't.
if you were
What do you
in
think about
Buffalo,
Now that we said it out loud, I'm pretty sure we knew who would do it. Damn it!
And
That should
yeah,
have been probably a text.
I know that most everyone from the original crew has moved on, but from me, from the bar, but never as part of my heart and part of my family. And I hope that stays forever and ever, honestly, because I wouldn't be where I am without everybody here. I thought about it yesterday and again today, and it made me feel a little old. But that's okay. That's okay because I'm not young.
I mean, 10 years is a long time for any place in New York City.
I have spent
let alone our little slice of fuck all that we grew.
1/3 of my life belongs to
that place.
That's big.
That's
huge, Erica.
And
it's hard to say through tears in a little amount of time how thankful I am for everybody that's walked through those doors.
They kept that place going because God knows it was interesting to start. And
you should be hella proud, Erica. I mean, we're hella proud of you. I mean, I texted T when I thought it was just gonna be he and I split screen this. It's like we need you here because if anything, we need to uplift you because we're proud of you. You kept that place going. You kept us together after we knew we left. You kept us together even when we were going to other places. That West Third wouldn't have been anything without you.
You got your shine. At 4:00, we knew who's behind the stick. Like.
No, I appreciate all that, but it's really the rest of the family that made it what it is.
That? That's such a weird phrase. I never understood. Come on apart. Huh? You're not being dirty. Yes.
Sometimes.
You're allowed to be. It's okay.
I'm out.
See you later, G. Next caller, please. Here you go. Regardless, once this game shot himself, now he has to leave. But no, it's when I put up the video the other day that we're gonna have this little, C'est la vie memorial to West Third.
I hadn't cried yet about the whole thing. I hadn't cried about anything yet, and then did this.
And then it got real.
And it got real. It did. It got real. I was fine. I was, and then I was this.
Now it's becoming it's a thing now. We're talking about it. It's happening.
Yep, the words are being.
I saw on your Facebook feed, Erica, someone had walked by and posted a picture of the boarded up windows, and I was
Nelson done. From Bond around the corner.
Oh yeah, Nelson did it.
Except they're not around the corner anymore, but they're still there all the time.
Okay. The only, I mean, he's one of the only people that had a designated burger.
Yes, the Nelson burger.
Oh, okay. It's all coming back to me.
Yeah.
I'm old.
Didn't make it on the menu, but I can maybe one last menu just for Nelson. Give him that book.
Just give him that. There you go. That's his buddy. So Nelson, if you're listening, or reach out, appreciate your patronage of all the craziness that went on in that place. But yeah, it was interesting to see the outcry from previous coworkers from everywhere. Once, I put something up, and then obviously you put something up, G. Africa, you obviously put something up as well. Everyone was like, "What's going on? What's going on? What's going on?" Why aren't they opening? Why aren't they opening? I'm like, dude, shit got real.
Yeah,
it's one of those things. It's nothing we can do.
To be fair, the boards did not go up because of closing.
Well, yeah,
the boards went up because throwing things through windows.
Protesters, yeah,
but.
Yeah, but it was the imagery.
The imagery.
It was just a little ironic. the timing of the boards.
Yeah, I mean, just it's because even when Miguel's like, but there's boards up. They're probably did they close because of that? And I'm like, no, they didn't close because of that. And I'm like, they're not protesters if they're throwing shit through the window. But we're not here to talk about that because that's a whole other conversation. There's not enough beer.
And it was like,
and G's gonna punch his phone and break his phone, and he's gonna cry. And then,
but like I always hope we'd be last man standing, because even in the last 3 or 4 years, 40% of the businesses on that stretch of Broadway between Houston and 9th, they were like for sale, for rent, boarded up. And I was like, come on, alcohol. But,
yeah, I was telling
a lot of flipping
like, of all the
Corona.
shit, that we've gone through for this place. This is a fucking thing that puts this place under it. Like, that's like the worst part. Like, we got fucking screwed over by some bullshit. And I'm getting angry.
By something medical. Dang.
Fucking science. Fix that shit. I need my bar back.
Yeah, Alex.
Oh,
Miguel. So many good people.
Yeah, we worked with some amazing people. I think one of my favorite things is watching. It was pretty amazing having a packed crowd and having any one of our runners or bar backs just be like, "Well, I don't know you. Elbow to the kidney, elbow to the kidney, elbow to the kidney, because I gotta get this food out. I gotta get this over here." And you have to pass. It's a lovely thing to see. I know you shouldn't want to see your paying customers get hurt, but good Lord, we had some great linebackers. Small linebackers, but they got this shit done. Yeah.
Also, Tanya is moving, so that's good. I don't know. There she is. All right, there you go. Hi, Tanya.
I don't see any comments. Hi, Tanya. If anyone says something, you gotta read it to us.
Yeah, I'll read it out once they pop something out. I guess it's only.
We gotta bring out next file story to cheer Erica up here. We gotta think of something.
I'm cheery. It's just my eyes are leaking.
All right, so we can talk about because you posted the video, and obviously like it's the infamous shake weight video.
I still have that shake weight.
Yeah, see, right. It is a real thing. I really did do. I went out and I did go buy it. So how the story goes was obviously this is the heyday of shake weight, where it's all over the goddamn freaking ads, TVs, whatever. So it was slow one day, I guess, and so I for some reason I knew the GNC up the block sold it. So I ran over to the GNC, bought the shake weight. They obviously gave me a look, because who wouldn't at that point. And so then I brought it back, and then I put it on the bar, and I don't know, Heather was there, and he was like, "Oh dear God, what the hell you doing?" I'm like, "Oh, it's shake weight time, baby." So obviously then we brought it back into the kitchen, and we're just fucking around with it, and and then one thing led to another. Then you finally recorded me fucking jacking off on that thing. So it's so
vintage Travis.
See how funny that was at the time?
I apologize for nothing.
Yeah. So I was like, just enjoy it for what it is.
I like how the picture you posted that had me and Travis in it. Do you remember what we're drinking? I did.
Yeah, no. I was
Shame in high school.
Yeah.
That intrigue aphrodisiac liqueur.
Yes. I was combining. It was a Jameson, apple juice or some other juice, and then the elderflower berry liqueur because the GMT initially had the drink, and I was like, "Fuck it, we can do this at our bar." So then I get behind the bar, drunk off my ass, started trying to fucking put it together.
No.
And of course, I had my cast on because I'm always injured at some point.
You always got injured somehow for some crazy reason. But yes, I do remember. I missed that hat because bastards next door stole it from me
and tried to lie about it.
It's not good.
Oh, the basket.
Yeah. So that's the down and dirty behind the shake weight. Why the hell there was in the kitchen?
I'm really surprised more videos didn't make it.
Because they're not allowed to be out in the world, probably.
Yeah. What happens in the kitchen?
Those are our safe videos. Me playing with the shake weight.
There's a story I tell people about. Like are you guys really overprotective of your own staff? And I always go back to the ghost pepper powder. Yeah, and this is one of those things. If we ever found out in the kitchen that you were messing with our staff, especially
Not
because for
fuck with our
some
staff.
reason our waitresses, people think you can just paw on, and if they told us, and if we knew that table was ordering wings or the Chipotle wings, I can say this now. Ghost pepper powder from Sullivan Street Company would just mysteriously, little bit.
Okay, you know nothing, so don't worry about it. Now,
It's
all
like,
liability. Now out the window.
oh, these are hot. Wait
I wasn't
30
in
minutes.
then.
That's true. It's like, just don't mess with our staff. Don't mess with our family.
We will.
I'm not a vindictive or mean human being, but that's where I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna make you poop now.
Yeah, that was like a group decision. We not like me, you, and Walker. Were like, fuck it, we're just gonna. We had enough, so we little extra flavor.
Little how you do.
You know. Oh, it's too hot.
There was. There was the time, the ice. I think one of the scariest times we had was we were getting a lot of snow, and our ceiling sunlight, whatever you, clear plastic
that
sunroof.
Scary. It was scary.
Weren't you there, T?
I probably was.
When the ice came through the skylight?
So-
Yeah, I was. I heard the bang. I didn't actually see it. I was there for the after effect.
There were
Yes,
taller buildings around West Third, and just ice, snow accumulates, and a big chunk fell off one building and right through the skylight. And all you hear in the is just boom, just a good 10 feet radius of ice and snow. Thank God no one was under it. But it was just, you just go out there. And I pulled, there's a meme for that now. I think I remember coming out of the kitchen, seeing it, and doing the Homer Simpson into the bushes, like, oh.
Honestly, the place came with a skylight. I don't understand how that never happened in the previous
Murphy's
15.
Law.
Just doesn't make sense.
Nothing ever makes sense. But that's
Now there's a whole
that
government on
is-
it.
What do you guys think was the hardest holiday or event, or just to handle? Like St. Patrick's Day, SantaCon, NYU graduations.
No,
What
Santa
one?
we didn't get messed with the SantaCon crowd.
wasn't that bad. Yeah.
SantaCon was always during brunch, and we had a great brunch crowd, and we had this one group that came for 4 or 5 years in a row, 30 people deep. They were amazing. They were Santa'd out, but they weren't SantaCon'd out. There's a big difference.
Yeah.
We just didn't get that SantaCon mess that a lot of people complain about.
Luckily.
We were lucky.
Well, because all the majority of those shenanigans happened down towards McDougal. So, like, if the time it got to us, they were just too tired.
Yeah.
But what would be the worst?
I just remember
New
for
Year's
me,
we knew what we're getting into. Super Bowls, we knew what we're getting into.
Yeah.
like St. Patrick's always, it
Same
should
thing, though. St. Patrick's-
surprise me. But it's like,
Well-
I remember my first St. Patrick's, T and I worked the line and we were hammered, obs. And we made it through without a scratch, but I remember falling up the stairs during the breakdown of the kitchen and closing up
Yeah,
the night.
only you could fall up the stairs. Moron.
But I remember, I think it was my second St. Patrick's Day where we had just opened the doors at noon and people had filed in already drinking. And a particular strapping young man, civilized, drunk, came in. The usual shots under that. We're all out there. No food had been ordered yet. I'm like, I'm going to go back there. But I remember I catch conversations like, does anyone have any blow? I remember about 5 minutes later, Walker comes in laughing his ass off. And I was like, what's so funny? It's like, well, we all told him, no one does that here. It's like, what about the little Mexican fella in the back? Damn it.
Yeah. How did you?
I think my worst might have been a Halloween.
Halloween, yeah, we got some. Yeah, I don't remember. I mean, yeah, you dealt with more of it. I could hide away in the back if I needed
Halloween.
to. You,
That's
You
true.
had- I just Halloween. People just aren't themselves on Halloween.
No. I always think Halloween and Valentine's Day, that's when the amateurs come out. who don't know how to drink and are too nervous to drink if it's Valentine's Day, so things get a little
weird.
chaotic. But I think, if anything, I think we were most of the trouble for that place. Good intended trouble.
Yeah.
Beer dinners. I think the beer dinners is what we inflicted the most love and pain.
I mean, I guess. I don't know.
So much beer. So much beer.
Yeah, we drank. Yeah, good or bad. I mean, we had a good time, regardless of who was there or not. So I mean,
I sent you a link a month or two ago because someone's now making this fancy, but I think we gave everyone a heart attack on a dessert. We did the chicharron powder crusted whatever chocolate Rice Krispie treats.
I remember. They were really good.
Yeah. Well, not like people are selling it like it's a fancy thing. We're like, we were doing it at first. But that was also the same beer dinner where we thought there was going to be a lot of people. I think maybe 5 people showed up. So we were divvying out pork belly the size of my head.
Yeah, that was I think that was the Brooklyn beer dinner. Because we gave everyone bottles of local 1 and 2. So you got through one course and you're already destroyed. We're like, well, there's 4 more to go. And so guess what? There's full bottles of beer just right around the corner. So by the end of the night, it was us, Don, who else was there? I just had him in my head. I think Hudson was there. And then it was just bad. No one was walking straight at all.
I always wanted to give Dan Warren, if you're listening, by the way, thank you very much. I know we were knuckleheads, and I think we definitely owed you a group hug after every one of those beer dinners that we drove you crazy on. But
a lot of faith in letting us do these once a month things. So
chicken's done.
Chicken's done. No, that's the messenger on my computer talking to Walker right now. He's drinking the Devil Dancer, and he's like, "Oh, so what do we do? What do we pair this with for our beer dinner?" And I'm like, I don't really remember what we paired that with. That was so. I mean, yeah. But Tanya misses the beer dinners so much. All right, hold on. Let me. I can show you. See, boom. Tanya Wyman says. So if you see things going in and out, I am literally playing with the functions as we go along. Clearly, for this whole Facebook Live kind of thing, I've never done it before. So this is our inaugural unfortunate run, and we're talking about Western Common. But so you'll see things popping up here and there, just because I have no idea what they do, and I'm just gonna press it and see. Hopefully, it doesn't crash the thing as we continue on. Yeah,
not the first time I've heard Travis say this.
Yeah, it just one of those things.
I'm cool.
I'm a big fan of rolling with the punches.
Yeah.
No. But what about? Okay, tell me about some of the people that you all have met here, that you've really formed some relationships with.
Your wife.
You are like, yeah. Well, I know. Yeah, that's the obvious one, but
Your
you
wife.
guys are.
That you called.
Well, it's my favorite story to tell of West Third Common.
All right, fine. That's always one of my fun ones, because I always thought, I met her during that would have been World Cup 2010, and I was trying to flirt, none of my lines worked, and she was funnier than I. I remember running into the kitchen telling T, like, oh my gosh, she's funny, and T looked at me. He was like, oh, you're done. He knew right there. And no, Trav, I mean, this is just a thing. No, he knew right there. He was like, I was done. But she'll remind me that wasn't the first time. In December of 2009, in our infancy, she and a coworker from around the corner came in, asked, I forget which bartender, it might have been you, I don't know, how do we make the burgers? And I came out, gave the whole speech. I don't remember this. Yeah, I don't remember this story at all. It's like, she's like, okay, you knew me back then.
Though.
But yeah, that's where we started. It's like courting and dating, and then
courting. Look at this, man.
Oh yes, quite proper. Oh yes, yes, my lady.
Back in my day,
But it's like so many of
Sword
our
and
life.
shield. I attacked.
A lot of my our coworkers over at Google, they still can't believe, we had our baby shower there. You had a baby shower there. The wedding thing, I think will all it trip me out. That was a good. You guys pulled one over on me really well. No one lied to me. That's what everyone likes to say. No one lied. They just omitted a lot of truths. But
Yeah, we did. There was no lying.
No lying.
But to have one's 40th birthday turn into a surprise wedding was probably one of the best things I'll remember. The day
Surprise and surprise wedding.
But that
it was
day,
the whole thing.
Yeah.
But that day started really off for me because I was supposed to go off and have a day drinking with tea, but Allie had put the fear of God into Travis not to get me too drunk. That was first couple of hours he was very not himself.
Yeah, so that's the whole thing. The plan was for me and him to go drinking, day drinking no less. And I can't be belligerently drunk like I usually get. He can't be belligerently drunk, but I also have to pretend that I'm drinking at the pace that I normally would drink without, confusing the shit out of anybody. You have no idea how hard it is not to drink like a fish during the day when all we're going to is drinking and eating the entire, which are like 5-6 different places. And I'm probably like, oh no, I'm full. Let me take a sip of my beer.
You did a good job, though. You did a really good job.
But I was having like after school special moment. I'm sitting there like in my head like, is there trouble at home? Should I be talking to Travis? Is he okay?
So
oh my God.
It got really tricky towards the end because we were
approached by swingers.
Well, not even the swingers part. We're at Amity. And it's like, oh, not yet. Oh, can't leave just yet. Oh, just can't leave that. I'm getting.
Oh yeah, because you were more on your phone. I do know that you're.
Yeah. It might have been me. Who knows?
It's like, all right, I'm drinking a beer, and I'm like, no, can't go just yet. No, can't go just yet. No, can't go just yet. It's like shit. And then the swingers popped up again because they tracked us down again. So then it just so coincidentally made a good time for us to depart. And luckily, my cousin. Jimmy Beck of Donuts was waiting for us. So that's who how I was waiting on. He's not there yet, so we're just gonna wait here. And then once he gave the okay for us to come up the block, then he met us outside. And then obviously, the rest of the story you guys know.
It was so good because my parents were there, my family, my brother, all my friends. People had flown out. But I gotta tell you, going down those stairs and changing down there. And that's all I could think about is all the times you and I had been down. Ah, damn, there I go.
It's okay, baby.
all the times, we got changed down there, getting ready for everything. And even just posting up at the top of the stairs right for going through. I was like, all I could think about is like that moment I never thought would happen. And to happen there was just.
Yeah, but it's like your parents were there, your brother was there. I mean,
look,
Mark showed up with that, but so it's like you walked in, and it wasn't just like a shocked look. It was like, I know you folks. What are you doing here? Like, I still don't get what's going on. Kind of like, and then it, like you can just see like the deer in headlights look, and then shit just clicked. And you're like,
but like I look back at that video, and it's a great sentimental. It's a great sentimental moment. I'm looking around, and I give everyone the double barrel because that's what you do for friends and family.
Yeah, I'm in. That's the way to make an impression on people.
But like all these memories come back, and I don't know if you know. I don't think I've ever said to Erica, and so forgive me if I'm just throwing this out there. I'm not trying to be glib, but there was a time right when we opened the West Third. I don't mind sharing this for anyone listening. This isn't for shock value, but I almost did not make it. There was a time before all this happened, before I came over, and while I was trying to be a cook, where I wanted to end it. And it was the support there and all our things that we did, and it really pulled me out of this unimaginable. And so there I am, like at the top of those stairs, and everything just comes back. And similar now, when you texted us, Erica, it all just came back.
You got emotional.
Yeah, and it's a sense of gratitude. And to share it with so many different people, even though we did the wedding, we did the ceremony, we're cutting the cake, and I'm just watching everyone. Not to sound like a broken record, but the motley crew of people that we brought together.
That was one
It's
hell
like
of a motley
no one could write this story. No
crew.
one could have ever written this story. Like we watch the movie Waiting, and we go, ha ha ha. No,
Everybody.
nothing.
I mean, but I'm like, it was your old life combined with your semi-old life from the chef world, including now your new. It was like three parts of your lives: your old friends, your co-workers from West Third, your West Third life, and then after West Third, all coming together. Plus, then there's your family that flew across the country, come over. It's like here is your life, whatever his name was.
Gregorio, this is your life.
But yeah,
it's nutty that I had been in New York 15 years by that point. And, by the way, I'm 43 now. I am the baby of my family, but because I'm in a Latino household, my mom and dad always worry because I'm the baby. And it took I think it was that moment. Because, in that initial hug, my parents are crying.
Yeah.
My mom actually said in my ear, it's like, I get it. It's like, you have all this love around you. You have this amazing group of people here. I know you're good. And I want to be all like, what? I'm 40. Come on. But I'm glad she could see it. Because I told her stories about all of you, all these other people, but she could see it. And if anyone's mother can approve of these knuckleheads.
And yeah, we were freaking a ragtag group of people. Hold on. See if I can get Walker on this thing. Hold on. Everyone's texting me. When are you on? I'm on live now, goddammit. I'm on live. We are on live. Go to Facebook.
Is Walker on Central Time?
What's up?
See, this is what you have to look forward to, Travis, by the way. When your kid hits age 5, it's like, are they going to come out of the bed and how a door works?
Oh, I've that door lock. He's on a walk with his grandparents somewhere.
Kids aren't making any noise.
Yeah.
I bribed my kids. I gave them a bunch of extra walnuts.
Oh, had to think about that for a second. And City Island.
So, Erica, what do you remember about your first day working there? If anything. Because we were like about a week in or 2 weeks in, and then you showed up?
No, I came
a couple days in. I don't remember.
You guys opened in December. I came in February.
All right, so it was longer than okay.
Well, I just got back from a 6-week trip in Bali
and
emailed Dan and was like, I need a job. Do you have one? No, I asked if he knew anybody. I didn't even know that he had opened West Third. But I had worked at Common Ground for a while when they first opened. So thought maybe he knew somebody. And he was like, do you want to come be a waitress? Like, sure, whatever. I need some money.
No,
I just got
I just all the way in back.
And I got there, and you were there, and you were there, and Caitlin was there, and I was like, well, this is gonna be fun. Who are these fun people? And I never looked back. I honestly, it's hard to remember the first day because a lot of really fun days meshed together.
Yeah. Those are our infancy stages where everything happened.
The Jameson influence days. That's where it's hard to remember a few days.
Also Jameson.
I love the fact that we drank Jameson so much we could tell the difference between the bottles that no one ever could believe us that we could do it.
There was check plus and check minus.
Yeah. And we're like, no, we drank that enough where we could tell. And so
I think one of my favorite Gregorio oopsies was when he sneezed while we were talking in the past. And you hit your head on the counter, and then you hit your head on the heat lamp, and then you hit your head on the counter again.
Hitting myself, injuring myself at work.
Like, I don't know what we were talking about, but we were bored at the moment because I remember being seated, and it just made everything better.
It's the story of my life. My
laughed
pain
so hard
brings
you
people
cried.
joy.
If you can't tell, he's a crier, folks.
I have a bad eye. It leaks.
I don't know what you're talking about at all. I don't have that problem.
So when I was living, when Travis and his family took me in, There was a time because I'm old, I sneezed and threw my back out.
I remember that.
I remember that.
So,
Oh, yeah.
so I had to like call T from the basement. I'm like, see, he helped me get dressed, but you still got to go to work. I remember leaning on the pass for 8 to 12 hours. I need this. I can plate a salad. Uh-huh.
Yeah, I mean,
And because with the exception of alcohol, I'm so straight edge. Everyone's like, "Do you want to try this? Do you want to try this? Do you want to try this?" No, just get me coffee and a Snickers bar. I'm fine.
it can't do nothing.
Give me a bag of ice and some duct tape
Dude,
is always me. And good. Tape me up, Doc.
You have the injury-prone Erica who's breaking everything every 5 seconds. I mean,
But I keep on. I keep on keeping on.
yeah, you know.
You can't stop me.
So Allie's actually doing a live like happy hour thing with her coworkers right now, so she'll see this later. So I have to mention this. I don't know if you can see it on camera. I can't. But I have a fryer oil burn, a dot on one of these sides, because we always used to joke around. No matter how we could have a packed house, the noisiest bar ever, but we could hear Allie's laugh.
Oh, and that's guaranteed. It was a guarantee.
Yeah.
You knew.
So I could be in the very back of the kitchen, next to the dishwasher, frying. But no one would have to tell me she's there because I could hear her. And she would say, "I can't let you know when I'm here because you get distracted." Well, there was one day I could hear her laugh, and I'm dunking something, and I went, "Oh!" And I threw it down. Fryer oil right here, and it's stained. And she always remembers. She sees it every time. She goes, "I did that." Touching scars. It's one of those lovely things in life.
Oh, I have a lot of scars, a lot of stories, a lot of aches and pains. I think I personally might purchase the swinging bar door.
That was a nut shot. Walking by, dude. That was so painful.
It broke a bone in my ankle.
Oh.
Like I said,
it swung back and hit us at the wrong time all the time. You get stuck, you trip. Now there's a hook. It doesn't go anywhere. It's great. It's fantastic.
Right.
But I might take it.
You should.
I might burn it.
Office Space style, just
with love though. But like the memory, I don't need that one. The broken bone.
Yeah.
I remember having to take Nina to the hospital.
Oh, yeah.
Deep because she had stitches.
Yeah.
Yes.
All that. Watching her get stitched up and all that other. I'm not going to embarrass her with all that. But the thing that stands out to me that we always had this one regular. He always came in at noon. Not the nicest of guys. Just meh. Well, we had just opened. Something broke. I forgot what she did. A knife, whatever. And it's like. And I came out. It's like, sir, we're going to have to take her to the hospital. We're going to close. Because there's no one else here, because it only leaves one cook in the back, and he just sat there going, "Well, I can still get food then, right?" I'm like, no, yeah. I have someone and not bleeding out, but I think that's why I was like, "There's someone bleeding."
Yeah, we
probably
did. To go.
We MacGyvered
about it.
Like I'm trying this guy to leave a Yelp review. I couldn't get a burger and a beer. God,
no, yeah,
just because she needed
bartender was bleeding.
Right? That's what it was.
What was
bartender
that?
was bleeding, blamed it on health code.
God.
Yeah. Health code.
That's what someone would write on Yelp. Bartender was bleeding, said I couldn't have my beer because of health code purposes.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, sir, is what she said.
Do you remember?
I'm Yelp elite.
You remember? You were there, I think, for the Cinco de Mayo and the tortilla chip lady.
The hat.
No, she sat and we were giving away free tortilla chips, whatever.
Oh my!
And she just happened to be sitting right in front of the door for the kitchen, and she had like 5 bowls already at this point, and we were trying to, deliver them to all the other drunkards, that were there. And I don't know, someone said something to her, and she threw a fit because she couldn't get like a bag of or whatever, a basket of chips right away or some shit. Like. You had 5 already. Like, let the other people get some. But yeah, I remember. I think Walker told me, or you, somebody told me this story. I don't think I was there for that, or I was too busy doing other shit.
I'm like, we only have like a 2-basket fryer. It's like there's 300 people here. I'm trying. You give people an inch. If you've never worked in our industry, you don't understand the amazingness that is the human folly.
You're bringing back things that I blocked out, like say wheat terrier for free garlic fries.
Oh Jesus Christ! That
Wait,
literally that wheat and terrier haunts me to the day I die.
Oh my God.
One of my friends at work has a dog, and so I was like, I have a dog, you have a dog. What kind of dog do you go? She goes, wheat and terrier. I literally ran out the room. I couldn't take it.
But I gotta tell you,
I love the dog, and Dan's dog Jameson she's still good.
Still kicking?
Still doing her thing, kicking in Chicago. And that's where the key word came from was her. But oh my God.
Another term for panic.
we have people in our circle like the Rev Dave Chancho who does social media expertise. But like 10 years ago in our infancy, what was it? The 5 check-ins at Foursquare from a high five from a chef. I lived for that.
Oh, you did, yeah. That was your thing.
I remember Eric, Greg, someone wants a high five. You wouldn't even finish that sentence. I was at the door.
I think it was you guys that wrote on the Jenga pieces to go high five the chef and go kiss the chef.
Yeah. Man,
what? No.
Guys.
What? We don't need the attention.
We got Miguel's listening in, Big Hugh's listening in. I don't know if they're still around.
You! Oh.
I figured let me give them a shout out. I finally figured out to see where these people are. I'm trying to see if I can get a list.
I've seen you within the last year.
So far, it's 2. I have 6 people, but I can't see who the other 4 are. I think maybe Frank. I don't know. Thank you.
They're viewing anonymously.
Yeah.
Naked.
If you guys can hear, we're watching. Type away in the little comment section there, so I could.
We'll answer questions.
Yeah, we'll answer anything you have. Big Hugh. And Miguel, you reach out to me. That's good.
Honestly, surprised that there were never fisticuffs. Like we never had to intervene. With the exception of Allie armbarring Caitlin.
Yes.
Yeah, there was no altercations between. Surprisingly,
it got close once with the that homeless dude.
Hey, you know what? Thank you.
Other
Hold on.
people and staff, plenty of it.
Not that I want to make this to current events or anything, but I thought about that. Allie and I talk about that all the time.
There he is.
It's one of Allie's favorite stories about because she was there. It was like our first Christmas. It was like one of the fundraisers that we did. I gotta tell you, I think any other staff, any other place in the city would have been like 911. Oh, there's a scary homeless man here, but like everyone was chill. You let us just approach, calmly assess the situation. We gave the guy some food. He was mad cool, and that stuck with me because not one person, not one of our guests at the fundraiser, not one of you guys, not one of the staff was like, "Oh my god." Oh my god, no! We should call no one Karen, and I in this day and age, because he was a homeless black man, and I'm sorry, in this city, you hear the stories. No, every single one of you was just like, "What can we do to help?" And that stuck with me. That's huge. This is what I loved about our staff. We always did the right thing, and Allie tells people that because that stuck with her. If anything, you guys made me look good right there.
If we were doing the wrong thing, I think Allie would have probably let us have it.
Yeah.
I can hear her laughing. I don't know if she's watching or that's her happy hour. That was well. Jesus, I can hear her.
Making G.
Oh Lord.
Thank
you. I think one of the other things one of the biggest takeaways I took from West Third was I can't drink as well as I used to. You guys trained me.
I had this place training schedule for a while, and then you decided to go courting, and then that was it.
You all trained me really well with the drinking, but I think one of my funnest train Greg to be normal or whatever you think is normal memory is you guys got me into sports. Like Travis would go down to the basement, and I would have to. I'd be watching the first 30 minutes of Sports Center, just so I know what the fuck you guys were talking about. But there was one particular post brunch Saturday. No, I would have been a Sunday because that's when the NFL used to play. We're watching some. Yeah, but it wasn't college, so that's why I know it's Sunday. See, I remember. But we're watching some game, and I yelled, "Pick six! Pick six!" And the look on your fucking face, Steve.
Because you actually got it right. That was the whole thing. It wasn't just you just randomly saying like shit, like sports term, like touchdown, or like, I don't know. You actually knew in the game. So that's
people used to be surprised, like, wow, he knows what he's talking. Good for you. You're sure.
Pick six. Okay,
it's like, yeah, I can talk about Broadway and the history and science of food. Sports, well.
But a pick six, now he knows, folks. Now he knows. And you're welcome.
Oh, man. We had fun. And
all you can do here, easiest way to get involved if you're going to a sports bar, obviously see what's on, see what game is on, and read the crowd, see who's rooting for who. And then once they're on defense, just yell out pick six, and you're golden. There you go. That's the easy way in. You make friends, and then you never have to talk about anything ever again. Just scream out pick six, or other quarterback's an asshole, some shit.
Did Erica freeze? She's frozen on my screen.
No.
There she is. Oh, there it is. Just my phone.
They turned the music down in the backyard, so I don't have as much dancey dance.
No dancing. No moving to the grooving.
But we met Tanya and Liana, and who sent us that thing of Malort. Good Lord! But we met so many people doing nonsensical chef rants there.
Well, yeah, we created nonsensical chef rants way back when, and then our first real follower friend Tanya. I was away. I just what? Did I just leave, or I was away, or I was something happened? Because she came into the bar and asked, and then you were there.
The shit in my pants. I was like, someone wants to eat the nonsensical shit.
Yeah.
Out the door. What?
And I go, yeah. She'll probably chime in a minute because she's paying attention.
And she still would have. Tanya's a great friend. She uplifts, she supports, but she cares. It baffles me that that's how you can make a friend these days. And yet she's consistently a good friend. I know I don't think I keep up as well as I could for any one of my friends. I try. And then there she is. It's like, I don't know if she has it on her calendar. How's Gabby? How's this? But she's legit. Her and Phil and it's like we were blessed. And and the great thing is they're as nutty as we are. There was JC.
Yeah, they match our craziness. Oh, JC. The sloppy JC.
I saw him 2 days ago.
That fucker made me cry at work.
He had his wedding there. Or after party.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
JC had his wedding there. We had some people up on the big screen.
A few years ago, he has a friend who works at Google. He came in. They brought him in, and I was at Water Tower Tea. And all of a sudden I hear, "Hey, Greg," and I look, and he's just that dopey ass fucking face looking at me. Surprise. Tears. I left the line, like my sous chefs look at me. I'm like, sorry. This is pre-union, so I'm lucky I didn't get fired. I'm like, oh my god. It's like fucking Andy Griffith Opie looking motherfucker. I couldn't believe it. But
he was the other one that has a sandwich named after him. That wasn't technically official. The sloppy JC.
Oh, it was official to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
It never actually made it on. It made it to a heat. That's the one sandwich you wanted.
It made it to a beer dinner.
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah, and his wedding menu. So,
Allie, come say hi.
That's what he wanted. So
No?
just
so I saw JC 2 days ago.
I can't see.
So who's in the back?
By the bar to.
I was getting more beer.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. JC stopped by the bar to pick up a piece of art that Alex had painted. Want to see it?
Sure.
Yeah.
Picture? Can you see that?
There you go.
Fucking JC.
I don't know what JC requested, but what Alex made is freaking incredible.
Yeah.
And JC is the proud owner of this now.
Fantastic.
I kind of want one of my own.
Yeah, seriously. The one,
Yeah, I saw him. He's doing good. He's back in town.
Good.
Missed him for a while.
Yeah, the funniest thing with Alex is we're trying to figure out what to put on the A-frame. And I jokingly usually say, fuck your couch. So we actually put that on the A-frame. So it said, fuck your couch, come in and drink beer or some shit like that. I didn't think he'd actually do it until he was like, no, I put it on the sign. It's like, you actually put...
Of course he did.
Yeah. Made it all...
Of course he did.
Fuck your couch, comes on and have a beer. And I'm like, this is the greatest sign ever.
This is where Travis was always ahead of the fucking curve. Like, we did a ramen burrito at some dinner, I remember, somewhere.
Yeah. Ramen
it became popular later on. We did the chicharron Rice Krispie treats.
Uh-huh.
And like the A-frame thing, that's like the biggest meme over the last 3 years. We're like, oh my god, it's a funny A-frame for a coffee shop, a beer, ha ha ha. But it's like, yeah, we do that, and
yeah.
we were too ahead of the time.
Way too ahead. There's a couple other things that we've done that now the trends we're picking up. It's like, fuck you guys. I don't know.
West Third Common wasn't about being trendy.
No.
It was
about being home.
It was just us knuckleheads doing whatever the hell we wanted.
Yep.
And
I think what helped is we got a lot, I don't want to say latchkey kids, that's not the right word. But I think we got a lot of people who didn't fit in down the road on McDougal and the rest of Third. Because those bars, while fun, Lord knows Trav tried to take me and... those bars.
Yeah.
But West Third made it, like, I think people just felt safe and welcome.
Well, we came out of culinary school thinking we were going to change the world, as all students out of culinary do. So we had the fancy ass, fucking duck breast with a blueberry demi and fucking other crazy shit.
Duck confit tamales.
Yeah, so it's like when that didn't work, we had to read the area, what the people were coming in, what they actually really wanted, and then change our style to meet theirs, but just do a little better and fancier.
Candy.
Is that special candy? Oh.
Candy. I always had candy in my back pocket.
Need that sugar.
The sugar.
I got the sugar.
And it just worked. It was but wait, I need to take it back. I like that the only thing we only ever went to GNC for was a shake weight and 5-hour energy drinks.
Yeah, that's all the places for, really.
All the other healthy things they have there, no.
Vitamins? No.
No, we didn't want any of that.
We want the drugs.
I think that's where I discovered the 5-hour energy shots could be addictive and dangerous.
Oh yeah, we would knock those back like they were nothing. Well, we needed to. I mean, we would pull the open to close shifts for brunch. So
and then at the end of them, you would play 40 hands.
Yes, the infamous Edward 40 hands that you died over.
Explain 40 hands.
Okay, so Edward 40 hands. Me and this is I think the third. I believe it's like the third time on a podcast I've been telling this story lately. Obviously, this one of the podcasts I did with Walker about a couple months ago, and then on his podcast about 2 weeks ago, I think we brought up Edward 40 hands again. So basically, we went to the bodega next door and we bought every 40 that we could find. Let me backtrack. So we bought 40s or whatever of Colt 45 or Old English. It was one of the two. So we bought as much as we can get, but we only had enough for, I think, 6 or 7. So then the other beer was a Red Stripe. For some strange reason, we bought a Red Stripe because that's what me and Walker do. So then we duct tape everyone's hands around, the 40. We had a 40 in this hand, a 40 in this hand. It was me, you, Walker, and Don. Don, for some reason, I guess he wanted the Red Stripe and like the Old English. I forget what you had, but me and Walker had, Colt 45s or whatever.
No,
So-
I gotta remind you, I did not play because I have hairy everythings, and that shit hurts on the way out. So I was watching.
I watched from the pass. I
Yeah.
didn't want anything to do
So
with
yeah,
this.
we're once we're all wrapped up, ready to go. We started drinking, and for some reason, Don was unable to keep up. And Don's a drinker like the rest of us, so it was kind of shocking to see that he was not be able to keep up, given the fact that he actually had a regular beer, not a Colt 45 or in Old English. I finished first, then Walker, and then Don struggled to get through, and then he repainted our sink with his own special brand of
Yeah. Red 45.
yeah. So he had a wheat and terrier and just right out.
Oh,
But yeah, so that's so yeah. So then we
I twitch with that one.
yeah. So yeah, we created the fraternity. Initially, it was called Kappa Cappuccino. Both a pun, obviously for cappuccino, but the fact that I was Asian, I was first to finish. I think that had a lot to do with it.
I think it's wrong.
But not rare PC.
if you
Not at
if you want for those who want the
I'm Asian.
un-PC,
I said it, so I'm allowed to.
Wrong.
I'll take this time to publicly apologize to Travis for continuously past West Third, past Alewife, at Google, torturing him with, is this an Asian dish, Travis?
Oh, you fucking sesame seed son of a bitch.
Oh no, Travis. Black and white sesame seeds.
I hate you. I hate you.
Just black and white sesame seeds on it. It looks fancy.
This motherfucker cannot make an Asian dish without adding black and white sesame seeds on it. It's just not Asian enough yet. Salt pays that shit right on fucking the dish. Sends me a photo. Now I'm like, look at shit.
You know, I forgot to tell you, so I like using furikake, which is a nice blend of, I know you know tea, but if you don't know, Erica, or if our viewers at home, it's a nice blend of crumbled seaweed, sugar, sesame seeds, and that goes on rice, and lots of lovely things. But I'm trying to cut back on my sugar, so I brought some organic brand, which sucks. You need sugar in that shit. But they added black and white sesame seeds.
No, you don't.
You don't. You just need to make it from scratch yourself at home, and it'll be delicious.
There's plenty of
Stabilized preservatives.
No, I gotta say, it's actually really good, but it has black and white sesame seeds. I was like, oh lord.
Oh, yeah. So yeah, watching a lot of videos now during the pandemic, and I'm like, oh yeah, now we add the black and white sesame seeds. I just want to shake my computer. I'm like, no, you don't. Well, these fuckers are in China, so it's like, I guess it's fine. I don't know, like.
We still put on there up until the day we closed for pandemic on the sweet chili wings, black and white sesame seeds.
Joel. I mean,
You
I
know
guess.
why? Because y'all wrote it in the book.
Yeah, I know.
We go by the book.
Well, I didn't write it in the book. That's very fucking clear. Wolf wrote that shit in the book. G seconded, so I got outvoted.
You guys wrote the book, the red book.
Oh,
Once it's on there, you can't change anything.
No, every time we tried to change something, we got backlash from
We got
customers.
backlash for everything, yeah.
So like the menu just never got to change because everything was delicious.
Yeah. Well, yeah, everyone tries to
That's
change
why we
it, like,
did
yeah. Even certain things, like, if we did take it off, people were like, yeah, you could technically still order. Because, like, remember, forget what it was, I don't know what the name of it was called, but we did the pulled pork mac and cheese grilled cheese sandwich.
Oh my god.
At the time.
Forget about that. It was torture to my belly, but so delicious.
It was, oh my god.
So delicious.
Sorry, it all just came back to me. The build your own grilled cheese and all the 20 fucking
$37 grilled cheese.
Because always
I
some
like when
fucking
Walker
frat
tells
boy.
people we're out of bread.
Yeah. I want every topping on there. I just remember Walker in the back going, this is going to be fucking terrible. And we're like, yes.
With
Yes,
tweezers, putting one piece of pancetta here, one piece of Gouda here. Let's make it all fit.
So bad, but he ate it. He's like, oh, this is great. I'm like, you have no taste buds.
But if you ask for the grilled cheese with everything on it, based off how the menu states, that is $47.
$47. Didn't blink an eye.
Nope.
So you made hella
Do you-
profit.
Alright, someone's gonna have to help me here. Because I'm old. wasn't there a high stakes game of Connect 4? I feel
There
like
usually
someone.
was.
I feel like someone told me there was like $100 bet on a game of something.
Yes, there were betting going on Connect Fours. Yes, I remember that. I don't know. I was not in on the big bet. I was not playing that one, but yes, there was a game of Connect Four that involved some high end money.
Yeah, when we tell you guys that
Or
we,
what-
know, we had the NYU students, yeah, they're college kids, but we also had the NYU Stern School of Business, and they were special. I don't care. I'll talk about
Yeah,
you fuckers.
and they
You're
when they
listening.
got into it, and then things went down. Shit got real. It's like, that's right, we're going down. It was like Connect Four. They're like, we're Connect Four masters. It was like, all right, dude.
See, that's why I don't Connect 4. There's science behind it, apparently. Whereas, I mean, I guess I'm a Jenga girl and there's a ton of science behind that, but it's like building blocks. It's just like, like,
Yeah.
boop, boop,
Building
boop,
blocks
boop.
understand. I'm like angles and this and that. Connect Four.
I get that game.
Yeah.
I'll put money on that game.
You
but I
pull the
couldn't
block
get
out, kiss the chef. All right, that's easy enough. Put it on top, kiss the chef. Come back.
If you could take any for your own house right now, any piece of equipment, furniture, whatever from Western, and just right now pop it into your place, what would it be?
But it's a piece of furniture that I don't know if you've ever seen.
Hey now.
Fairly new. It's also a piece of art.
Ah.
We had a Jameson promo, maybe 6 months back, and we got a artist to come in. We had a brand new, unused barrel that normally you would put bourbon inside, but it was sealed off, and it was just primed white. And she came in and in 30 minutes painted a beautiful landscape skyline of New York City all the way around, the sunset, this beautiful thing, and of course it says Jameson on it. But honestly, I put it over in the corner to be like just a table for people to set things on, a place for people to congregate around, and I'm really hoping it doesn't sell on the auction, so maybe I shouldn't be talking about it.
It sucks.
I mean,
It's full of termites.
we've had maybe at least 10 people in and out. So where is this auction?
So there's for all the
There's no
you don't have to say it. Do not bid on the thing. It no longer exists. It is now burnt away. So
yeah. No, the auctions for all of the equipment that's inside, chairs, tables, pots, pans, whatever. So it's an online auction that's going to happen. But like memorabilia and things, I've had people reach out to me. There's a couple people that wanted the leather menu book. Somebody wanted a lounge table, actually.
Table
and
7,
just like
Travis?
memories, a couple people
in a certain corner, perhaps.
A couple people asked for the sign that's outside, the West Third Common sign that swings.
That's
a nice.
Not
sign.
gonna lie,
Yeah.
if I could put that on my balcony, that's the one I was thinking of.
Yeah, y'all can fight Dan for that. And he was kind of considering. He was like, "Oh, how much?" I'm like, "No much. There's no price of that. That is something
Yeah,
you
he wants to
That's
get.
his.
take with you everywhere you
Yeah.
go. That's your
Yeah.
That's yours.
You own the
Don't
place,
sell that.
man. You can take whatever the hell you
Totally worth
want.
it.
Good Lord, I think we made that man visibly grow gray hairs in front of us as we spoke to him.
Yeah.
That was a patient man. Dan, I don't know why. I think we're talking all these stories. I can see you just going, yep, that's them. Yep.
Like that happened.
Oh man,
we had a 10-year reign. I mean, come on. Like we must have been. We were doing something right in the beginning of those days. I mean, shit. For going along this long. So
Yeah, we did
you
something.
did better than Cat Cora did.
Our crazy shenanigans. Like, come on. Like that place. That's like I said earlier. It's not no small feat for 10 years in New York City in the Village, on a corner spot, no less. For what it was, we made the best of our situation and
we made a really good bar out of it.
made.
Wait, hold on. I'm gonna plug someone because we know someone. Hold on, it's back here somewhere. Of course, now I can't find it. By the way, out of all the people who came to our fucking doors, Adam Chandler, is this his? Did I grab the right book? Yes. Our bartender, Adam Chandler, gets a fucking book published. He goes around. Have you seen these videos of him drinking wine? What wine pairs with Taco Bell? Talking about coronavirus and drive-throughs. All the fucking people to come through our doors. I fucking love it. He's talking
I
about.
saw him a few years back. He was out Labor Day weekend. He knew somebody that was judging the Buffalo Wing contest here in Buffalo for the Buffalo Wing Festival. So on Sunday they do, it's called the Buffalo Wing Run or whatever. It's only like 3 miles or whatever. So, and you get early access. The only reason why I would run this distance, so I can get early access to some buffalo wings. So I'm standing there, just waiting for the things to start because whatever, just hanging out. Like I can't really drink beer before I start running. Or I could. It's just there's cops around. So I look over to my right. I'm like, this motherfucker. Like I know this dude from somewhere. And then it dawns on me that it's him. I'm like, I run over to him. I'm like, you motherfucker. Like it scared the shit out of him. He's like, what are you doing here? And he's like, what are you doing here? And I'm like in-laws are here. What the fuck are you doing here? He's like, oh yeah, no, I got a friend who's eating wings. I'm eating so many wings. Blah 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 blah. And I'm like, you son of a bitch. So then he, since he's more athletic than I am apparently, so then he just fucking takes off and runs. And I'm like, but it's fine. I do it for the beer.
Our place has bred some. Oh, there he goes. He's down here. Get another beer. Our place has bred some really creative people. Kristen Lee is doing she's on Instagram. She's blogging. She's doing a lot of cooking on her own. And we remember Kristen when she first started, and I love what she's doing. And she's got a great voice, and like she's so fucking funny. Nina's doing photography
every day on Instagram.
Yeah,
every day I look at her stuff.
And Nina's doing photography. Caitlin's still doing the acting. She got her calligraphy. What do we got? I'm missing someone. I'm definitely missing someone, and I'm the asshole for that.
Lindsay Silberman, who was with us for the first few months, is
she was traveling around doing her crazy thing. Yeah,
she's a travel blogger. Yeah,
travel blogger. Yeah.
Victor Perez, daddy living out in New Jersey now.
Daddy Perez, yeah.
Well, Kate went over to San Francisco to.
Yeah.
She made big moves.
Let's see. Genevieve she was running a couple of restaurants, and then the fucking pandemic happened, so that fucking shut that shit down. Who else?
Let's see, some of our old friends always came by, like Heather Dickey. She runs like the Soigné destinations.
She's freaking everywhere. She's either in London, doing her thing there, or she's in Riyadh, where she primarily works out of, opening up freaking hotel chains and shit. So she's travels freaking everywhere. But she's like, they have like the craziest, like best like work schedule. You work for a couple of days and you're off for like a couple of months. It's like the weirdest fucking thing. He's like, oh yeah, I'm in fucking Bahamas now. I'm like, what are you doing there? Hanging out, trying to with these fucking people to open up a hotel over here. So you're hanging out on the beach. It's like, yeah. So I'm like, you son of a bitch. But
we know some creative smarty pants.
Her job in like 3 short words. But yeah, but she's doing good.
Oh my goodness! I think we've done good. We've done good. I think we've done this place some justice. I like to think.
I mean, I still remember when we first got that mini freezer. Erica, do you remember this? Where we tried to fit
we did not try to fit inside.
We didn't actually. Did it close on us? I don't remember if it actually.
No, this part of my arm was hanging out. There's a picture.
Yeah, somewhere. I think somewhere going around. Yeah.
A little bit of my arm I couldn't get in.
Yeah.
So technically,
we wanted to see how much.
But we did a good job.
We had, so we decided to jump in and sit inside a freezer because that's what you do.
Took our shoes off first because again, sanitation.
Sanitation.
No dirty shoes in the new.
No dirty shoes are allowed in the freezer.
Lord, what am I gonna do with you all?
Yeah, but we definitely would have, because there was like a little ledge, not a little ledge, but there was like a space where you can actually like yeah. So it's like if that thing was taken out, definitely would be able to squeeze a little bit more inches of.
If you take that thing out, then it's not a freezer anymore because that's where the motor sits.
That's where the motor was, yeah. But I mean,
Travis always trying to squeeze those extra inches out.
Yeah, you got to squeeze in where you can, buddy.
I replaced that freezer about 2 years ago, and only I fit in the new one.
Ugh.
It's a little bit smaller, but I did test it out and I did tell the story, and everybody looked at me crooked because they were like, "What did you guys do back in the day?
Because that's what
Putting
you do.
yourself in freezers."
Did you ever get the Sally fix? Because that was always broken, no matter what we did to it.
No, still the same.
Still the same.
See,
That's one thing I thought about. It's like, oh, I want the Sally. I'm like, no, that thing's always broken. We never get it to fucking work right.
I mean, we permanently fixed it. It took a brick, some aluminum foil, and duct tape.
Yeah, you MacGyvered it. You MacGyvered it. And there goes, broke G. Yeah, broke them.
I like to call it Temptionize.
Temptionize, nice. It's the new brand called Temptionize.
I think some of my favorite.
The new Steve Winter show.
Oh, I'm sorry.
MacGyver.
I'm sorry, I'm back. I don't know why that cracked me up. All I heard was brick.
Basement. Some of my favorite moments were in the basement, and nobody could see them, and it was when I would take my anger or aggression or something out, usually due to a phone call with Verizon.
Oh, Verizon.
Oh, Verizon. And I remember every once in a while, Dan would be like, find something broken and break it more. And Victor and I went like full beast mode, Office Space style, on the fax machine that used to be taking the Grubhub orders out of the kitchen. And I switched it from the fax machine to an iPad, and I took that fax machine down to the basement by the cord, swung it around, and just start slamming it down on the ground. And I didn't think about it till afterwards, having to pick up all those tiny little pieces.
Do you worry about that afterwards? At the time, you just go.
God, it felt good. God, it felt good. And I don't know if I'm ever going to have a job again that's going to let me break stuff like that. So I appreciate that.
I know, yeah. Yeah, I don't think we're ever have like we did there. I mean, we had as much free reign as we could possibly have without actually owning the place, for that matter.
No, we did. We charmed our way into some shenanigans.
I mean, as much as we joke around, we did take it seriously. It's not like we didn't fucking...
Yeah, it was serious, but we also,
it was, yeah.
Let a smirk.
Work hard and play hard.
I was trying to decide on what story I wanted to tell last. It's like the one I can't tell or the one I can tell. I'm going to tell the one I can tell. Not ducks. There's a time. I want to tell you a lovely story, everyone, about my friend Travis that ends at West 3rd, but starts at a curry house. Because this is the type of friend he is.
I love this story, first of all.
And it ends at West 3rd because it's amazing the kind of acoustics this place gets. But we had the greatest, hottest curry in America challenge, Brick Lane Curry House, in the East Village. I was a Boy Scout. I know where East is. And we did it. It was fantastic, and it was painful. We had our mango lassi, and we decided to walk back to work. Not to work, just to have a congratulatory beer. The heat got the best of me, and I think I threw up before we got to West 3rd.
The heat got to us as soon as we started eating. You made the mistake of having goat that had bones in it, so you had to physically use your hands at some points to get all the good bits. So as soon as we left, that's when it really kicked in, because you had your mango lassi.
I thought I was fine.
You thought you were fine until we actually, decided to leave. And then
move. And for those who don't know how capsaicin works, it burns going in and it burns going out and out. But we weren't there yet.
All out.
So somewhere along the way, but I thought I was fine. I was not. We get the West 3rd. Let's have it. No, I need to go. But thankfully, we had the employee bathroom downstairs. So I go downstairs. This was a busy night. But apparently on a busy night, you guys upstairs could still hear me screaming. Because after I had thrown up and not had fun and had capsaicin now on my fingers, I had to pee. And one has to shake it off for those who have that. And that's a mistake because capsaicin burns here and there. And so I think you heard me. And Trav, what did I scream?
Oh dear God, I touched it.
And you could hear that upstairs in a busy bar with music and people.
It was either a Friday night or a Saturday night. The night was pumping, and to begin, it was already crowded. It's already crowded thing. We're hanging out. Everyone there. The jukebox right in front of you. So right to the
devil jukebox that you guys thought was a game.
And then so we're trying to keep out of everyone's way. The bar's rocking, the restaurant's rocking, people are screaming, having a good time. So whatever. We're just in there because G had to relieve himself and just recover for a bit. And then you screamed at the top of your lungs, oh dear God, I touched it. Even the cooks came out of the kitchen, came over and said, what the hell was going on? And we just started laughing. We tell them where we were, what happened with us. And then we all run downstairs because you did not stop screaming. It wasn't just, oh my God, I touched it just once. No, you repeatedly said it over. Like you were in shock that you touched it and you needed to make sure everyone heard you.
This was a ghost pepper curry that was famous fall in that place. So it hurt. And my good friend, my best friend, my dear friend Travis brought me a glass of relief, which is dairy. For those who don't know, dairy unleashes the capsaicin from the hurt parts, and it goes away because capsaicin is dairy soluble. It's a fabulous thing. And I'm like, I'm going to drink this dairy. And I'm saying dairy because this motherfucker didn't bring me milk.
No.
Skim, 2%. Whole?
No.
Buttermilk. This motherfucker had the forethought to go, my best friend's in danger, but I'm going to fuck with him first. And it brings me a glass of buttermilk. So I really just do this first.
Buttermilk.
So it's like, spit. I don't care. I go back in the bathroom and I'm dunking it like a fucking corn dog going into batter because it hurt.
Like an Oreo. Like a fucking Oreo.
So it worked. But in his proudest help my best friend moment, this motherfucker had the forethought to bring me a glass of buttermilk.
You know, I mean, what a friend.
That's one of my favorite stories from that place that I'm allowed to tell.
That story is going down in history. It's one of the greatest ones we could tell.
That we can tell.
That we could tell, yes. That's a very, very key point that we can tell.
Nope, not her.
But,
By the way,
story.
raise your hand, audience. Who thought these motherfuckers would have kids and be married? No, that's what I thought. That's what happened. And at least not to each other. Yeah, we heard you. We heard all of you.
No, it's good. But here's a fun story that when we first started, day one. So we come out of culinary school. David left earlier to actually set up West Third. We actually had a sous chef. That was not one of us. That was there setting up the place with Walker, and then me and he were just the line cooks. So obviously we go through the training, getting used to the menu. Walker's there. Frank, I think was his name, or that's what we called him.
Actually, it was Frank.
Whatever. But so think of like Frank from like the Jerky Boys. It's just he was just chiming in nonstop about nonsense. So him and David were getting into it, battling over ideas, and David was like, well, I'm the chef, it's my idea, blah blah blah. And then we're like, well, I'm in the business longer. So they were just bickering back and forth. So
I was a sous chef at cafeteria.
Yeah. So the day of, was it the cold opening or actual? Yeah, it had to be the day of the cold opening. Our first real test in the kitchen. Our then sous chef decided to leave and quit. So now it's
because the scallops he promised to get never showed.
Yeah.
Something he was like, oh, I got it. And one of our big name items didn't show.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then we're like, okay. So Walker's there. He's freaking out because it's obviously his baby. His name is on the line. We're there going, all right, we're just the cooks. Like, now what the hell do we do? Luckily, our good friend Don was around. Don jumped jumped in on the line with us just to run the expo. He wasn't there to cook, but he, barking out orders. We would go cook it and whatever. But initially, yeah, we were just line cooks, and the sous chef was supposed to be there, and the place would not have probably been the same if he did not quit that day.
Yeah.
Because
I never met him, and I'm glad.
So.
Oh my God, I forgot about Frank. That was an experience.
He would pick on you for something.
I'm the silly, quiet.
Some bullshit, but yeah. I mean that
roasted red peppers.
We were already friends, obviously from culinary school, so we knew how to work together. But like just going through that cold opening and dealing with all that craziness, we're like, all right, this is how this is gonna go. This is how this place is gonna run. Just you never know what the hell's gonna drop, and then we're just gonna have to get through. The system D, as you very much put it, definitely was in effect during the Bag of House. Erica, you know that looking from the outside in, the craziness that we dealt with on a daily basis, with one thing going down or multiple things going down, or people calling out, or people getting arrested, or people doing this, and then it's like, all right, now what the hell do we do? You had to go and be a dishwasher for a couple of times. Like I had to be a dishwasher to get up, right? Figure it out. That broke down. The salamanders out. Like,
I'll do all the jobs.
You split from underneath, put it on top of something.
I remember coming bar back one day, so I'm wearing the just regular dishwasher shirt and hearing from guests, amigo, and from that day, man, if you wanted to see an activist get like militarized right there, I would tell our fuckers like, don't let him talk to you like that. That's one move that sticks out. Amigo, it's like, oh, I knew Karen before Karen was a Karen. Holy cow! Elbow. K? No, sorry, no.
No, I don't know. I know nothing.
Oh my God! I remember. Oh my God! I couldn't believe those. But yeah, we wore all the hats when it was needed.
Yeah, and that's what made that place. That's why we care so much about it. Why we cared so much about Westford, and why we're doing this little reminiscence and memorial kind of thing is because we did put our heart, soul, blood, and every other thing you can possibly think of into this place.
Sorry, I'm 12.
Okay, gee, I thought the same thing.
Think what you want to think, folks, and it's probably true. Anyway, hey, at this point, what the hell? All right, like, why we care so much, and why we're doing, like I said, why we're doing this is because that's we've wore the hats. We had to go inside, outside. Bartending's had to do waiters, and sometimes hop in and try to deep fry something. Because we're trying to do something else because someone else didn't show up to work or whatever. So I mean, everyone that worked there was a team player for the most part. I mean,
it ruined me. The thing that ruined me is I've been in watching my words. It ruined me because I've been in other places where front of house has told me I could do your job, and I could be like, no, because I've been in places where they can. It's like we had the staff that I could trust anyone. Maybe not Nina because she got stitches, but I could trust if any one of y'all wanted to come back there and like jump on and help, I'd be like, yup, there's a go for it.
Just
I don't think I could say that with any other place I've ever worked at.
Well, it comes down to trust.
Yeah.
You don't get that every time.
We were all in it together. We all wanted to see that place succeed. Since day one. I mean, that was first real jobs at a culinary school. I don't know for me and G. So it was like we took that to heart because Dan and Walker took a chance on two. I mean, we're only know with us is what we see in culinary school. So culinary school, I was too busy drinking wine, eating cheese in the back. You're singing show tunes or whatever during class. So that's all you really know of us. Yeah, we could talk a good game. I mean, we kind of showed it, while we were in school, but I'm like, now we're in the real world. Like, so I mean, luckily they took a chance on us, and we made that place what it was, thankfully. And so especially with the beer dinners took off, and they got more crazier the more popular it got. Even if it was only like 10 people, it's like,
What was your favorite dish that you made,
oh,
Travis?
I
favorite.
figured Travis and not me.
I'm gonna ask you what's your favorite one you ate.
Of all the dishes that I
That's for you.
created there, I would say the most fun one was during the cereal beer dinner, and I did the Lucky Charms ravioli. That was the most what the fuck did you just do to a breakfast cereal kind of moment. So for those that don't know what the hell this dish was, I did a 7-course cereal beer dinner with Allagash. I told Allagash what the plan was for the dinner, and the rep just looked at me like I had 17,000 heads, and I'm like, just trust me on this one. You have wacky, crazy flavored beers. It's gonna work well with breakfast cereals. So then I gave him the outline of what I was going to do. Each course had its own thing. But then the dessert course was the Lucky Charms ravioli, and I told him when I said I was going to pair. I don't remember the exact beer that I paired it with, but what the course was I made my own ravioli pasta dough, but then I stuffed the filling with the Lucky Charms marshmallows and goat cheese. And then I crushed up the cereal, and then I pan fried them up, and then I created a creme anglaise, or basically an ice cream based sort of like sauce kind of thing, and I poured that over the top. So then once you cracked it in, like a weird oozy creatures of the Black Lagoon kind of oozed out of the ravioli, and then it tasted like a crazy ass fucking cereal dessert thing. But that's the one thing I always get reminded of as far as beer dinners, like the cereal beer dinner was probably the wacky one. So that was fun. What was yours? Other than the chicharron dusted death
the death Rice Krispie treat. I think one of the funnest things for me. I mean, it wasn't even a beer dinner thing, and it was always a victory of alchemy for me. It was just making the pulled pork and the duck confit. And I know for anyone who probably just works in professional kitchens, or if you're French, that should just be like, oh, low and slow, duck fat. But I mean, I came late into the game, into cooking professionally at 32, and it was just even now, like to see something that low and slow work. It's like, fuck yeah, just seeing that shit fall off the bone. I was always just so proud that we could do it there. Maybe, and I think people understood. I think people understood because we're one of the few people anywhere that I've seen who would come out of the kitchen. If you had a question about it, we would talk about it.
Yeah, it wasn't like the manager or whatever. It was like the actual chef is coming out to talk to you, and just like, hey, we're the knucklehead behind it. So, what do you want to know?
And my memory fails me, but I think some of our beer dinners, if we couldn't come up with an idea, you guys let me pun.
You pun the shit out of everything. Well, that's the only
if I could pun a dish, we would create a dish off a pun.
Yeah.
And to have that kind of just trust.
Yeah. So it
was amazing for me.
How the beer dinners first started was me and Walker would try the beers, and then we would go like flavor profiles, what we think would work well, and then you hearing us talk would create a pun, and you do the reverse. Right? We would go flavor profile, maybe this will work, and then we'll create the dish. You went, well, let me create the pun first, like quack au vin, and then figure out the rest. It's like, this is what I want. This is the thing. This is the thing. This is the beer that should. You want the opposite.
Didn't we do Basile?
Yes, that was your. Yeah. You son of a bitch. We did the Basile. And behind the stick, I mean, of all the crazy concoctions you've created behind that bar, I mean, from the infused vodkas for the events that we did. All the random other craziness that we've done there. What are your favorites? I mean, you've done a lot. So what are your favorite that you've done there?
Maybe the banana Foster bourbon.
Yeah.
I hate bananas, but I made some really tasty banana Foster bourbon.
I remember that one. That was a good one.
It was great.
That and the pink peppercorn pineapple
Vodka. Yeah.
vodka.
But that's before infusing spirits were cool.
Cool. Again,
That was almost 11 years ago I was doing that just because
Heathens didn't get it.
I felt like it.
Like, you know.
And then in the end, I mean, I started the last cocktail menu. I thought of names of drinks before I thought of what the drink was going to be. And I reached out to whoever the ambassador was for the booze and asked them what their favorite cartoon was. And I made drinks named after cartoons. So of course there was A Land Before Time. The cocktail for the spirit that I used to work for was named after A Land Before Time quote. Got a nice
quote?
gin head.
The ducky. Peachy or Peachy?
Peachy right here.
Peachy. Poor Peachy.
Poor Petrie.
Poor Peachy. That's a badass fucking movie, by the way.
That's well, clearly it's one of mine. Or maybe Lion King, Hakuna Matata. Yeah, I really enjoyed making things, but I never made them on purpose. A lot of the things I made was an accident, and then I was just like, wait a second. And then when I started playing with popsicles, it just
I remember that shit.
became a whole new game. Like 6 years ago, I was like, wait, I can
Boozicles.
eat my alcohol?
Yes. Hot summer night.
Popsicles.
Boozicle.
Boozicles. And then, yeah, it's just a lot of fun and, very appreciative towards Dan and the rest of the staff, for letting me play, but also tasting some things that didn't necessarily work out.
I mean, that's
and
we've all had
it back in
that
the face.
It's trial and error, see what works.
Not everything works.
Tweak, in your head it might have worked one way, but then in actuality,
in glass it didn't work out the same. So, and for every regular and non-regular that may have been a guinea pig of some of my concoctions.
We had a loyal following of guinea pigs.
Yeah, they're like, hey, try this. Tell me what you think.
And they would.
I mean, yeah, they wouldn't try it. Well, I mean, sometimes they were honest, and sometimes they didn't give a shit. Because, I'm getting free shit. Give it.
I wasn't giving it to somebody to poison them. I really thought maybe it was good because I created it.
Yeah,
and I needed to hear
it. Yeah, how about you give this a try? Tell me what you think, kind of thing.
Yeah. Wasn't our first beer dinner awful?
Yes.
Yes, your first beer dinner was awful.
With
32 lamb testicles.
Yes.
Yes.
We had
balls to
our first beer dinner had a lot of trust all around because it was the weird bits of
people signed up.
Coxcombs to testicles to fucking whatever fucking use it for the first course or whatever. But I'm
they did it right because they all came back and it got bigger and bigger and bigger.
That's what I'm saying. Like I was going
to talk about the lamb testicles and
I'm like the beer took a gamble on us because obviously we told them what we were going to do. So they trusted what Walker was spitting. We had this weird.
This is where it's wrong. This one thing where you like, be careful of what you wish for. Because I was like, guys, let's do awful, underappreciated bits, testicles. Well, Greg, you got to cook the testicles. What? And that's my trauma moment of having
that's almost your
parboil, shock, and skin.
Just shucking testicles.
Shucking lamb testicles.
Shucking lamb testicles.
I just remember Caitlin at the past dying because I'm just like, oh, I'm so sorry. Oh.
The emasculator just fucking peeling off a layer of fucking testicle. Yeah.
All I can hear is the 1970s Hulk theme song, the Lonely Man theme. Doom, doom, doom. But they were good.
I mean, hey, we know how to cook some shit. Literally. And we didn't cook shit, I promise.
You never, ever once cooked shit, okay?
No. Never again.
We
had standards, people.
I think that's where a lot of the sorrow comes from. And we're having to say goodbye to a place where we met a lot of people that had a huge amount of trust in us.
Yeah, and they were also excited to see what crazy thing we were going to pop up next. And that's, we love doing the beer dinners, obviously, because we got to drink a lot and try different beers, but we got to play around with food in a different way that showed the patrons that we're not just the burgers, the fries, the wings, whatever sandwiches on the regular menu. We do this wacky, crazy ass shit, and it actually can make it look good. I mean, and taste good for that matter too. That's a key thing too. Make taste good, look good. Kind of goes hand in hand. So it was good to see that we always had a good 15, 20 people coming back month after month, except for the rare occasions when 5 people would show up and we give everyone a big ass pork belly and a bottle of beer, of course. Besides that, it was I don't know. It just sucks. This place is leaving. I mean, leaving. I don't know. I
think in the back of my mind, we all were hoping for one more. Let's do it right. But
yeah,
which sucks because I was talking with Walker and I was trying to get him back over to do one like welcome back beer dinner, like have all of us come together and just do it one more time, kind of thing.
We talked about that with Big Sam. We were gonna do like a Google crew
a few weeks ago. As we were just chit chatting, he's like, figured to come back to New York once this pandemic thing was come over, like try to bring the people back to the bar, like. Let's do this beer dinner like we're coming back. Like the old team's coming back to put it on this little beer dinner as a welcome back, and then obviously that's not happening.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard. Like I'm trying to find more things to say, because I don't really want this conversation to end. Because once it ends, then it's like it's another reality of, oh shit, this is we've gone through the memorial kind of thing, like all right,
the 5 stages of grief.
It's like all right, cool. It's like I'm looking at the clock and it's like shit. Like it's probably time to wrap it up. Unfortunately, it's almost 2 hours and I can hear the kids screaming. So that's usually when it's time to fucking wrap it up. But yeah, let's do final thoughts, final farewell, I guess. And then G, I want you to give your toast as the final words. Because that's the most appropriate way to end this.
All right, no one start. Well, Riff, let me get one more beer here.
Get one more
I don't want to miss anyone's last words.
You're
talk about my ass.
Yeah.
Oh wait, let Erica go first.
Let her go first. Yeah, that's. I mean, people that know what it is, know what you're gonna say. But in a time like this and what we're going through, it's the most perfect thing to end this. So I'm gonna give you the last words. So yeah, I mean,
for everyone listening, honestly, this man and his family saved me. Like, I just want to thank myself. I'll take this time right here. I'm not gonna go into it. I'm not gonna throw anyone under the bus. We did enough of that 11 years ago. Yeah. But I went through some shit, and Travis and his family took me in. So I'm very thankful to him and his mom and his dad and his brother, and they took a chance on me too. So to embarrass the fuck out of you, Trav, and your family, thank you, because I probably wouldn't be here, whether if it's physically here or I'll be back in California. But thank you.
You are very welcome. All right, so I will start. No, I'll wait for G to get back, and then I'll start. Then Erica, I'll let you go, and then I'll have G finish off with his final words. Miguel, it was an honor to work with you as well. Who just posted that one up. Miguel said it was an honor, guys, to work with you. Miguel, for those that didn't know, he was our porter, our dishwasher. He was when he was
Wreck-It Ralph.
Yeah, he was just everywhere, doing everything.
Wreck-It Ralph.
So shout out to Miguel. It was great knowing you. We'll keep in touch as best we can via Facebook and whatnot. But guys, I'll do my closing bit. G, you're back. All right, so I'm gonna talk, Erica, then you, and then after you close it up with.
There I am.
You. All right. So okay. All right. So in closing, as the former chef de cuisine, followed by head chef of the place, I want to thank all of you that came out to Western Common during my time there, and then after my time after I was gone. Eric, I'm probably sure you feel the same way. People that keep coming back even after we were gone. I mean, people still loved what was going on there. So I want to thank all of the patrons, all of our friends, family that supported us through those early years when we spent all of our time there trying to get this place up and running. All the former staff that our family that are forged through this place that we still obviously all talk to. We mentioned them, all their names before: Miguel, Caitlin, Alex, Nina,
Vicente.
Jose, the back of house crew, Vic. Out in Jersey. Fuck. Sorry, had to. Adam, obviously. Steiner. We all made that place what it was. It wasn't just me, it wasn't just G, it wasn't just Erica. Everyone that contributed to the wealth and success of that place, we definitely hold you in our hearts in the highest of gratitude. It's not every day that a restaurant lasts for 10 years, especially in New York, and especially the ones that we were involved in. It showed great trust in us. I know we mentioned it before. It was definitely a pleasure for us to serve you cocktails, beers, drinks, food of all crazy.
Garlic fries.
Whether it was wheat and terrier garlic fries, basket of tortilla chips, G's fried bowls, or other heart-wrenching, Lipitor-inducing, calorie-clogging, heart-fucking palpitating food. When we could, all the beer, we've hopefully expanded your palate of all the different things that craft beer can do. Because you obviously came back to our beer dinner, so I definitely want to thank you for coming to those and supporting us, even in our wackiest adventures. Even during our crawfish races outside when our crawfish boils. I brought that one up. That was a little busy. For everything underneath the sun in that place, even during the hurricane where we had to, take care of a lot of things, reopen that again. You both came back to help support, so we stayed on a couple more years after that. So from the bottom of my heart, I thank you very, very much for everything that you've done for me, for my family. That definitely includes the two sitting here talking to us tonight. Everyone else that signed in, talked to us, that we've shared a drink with, a meal with, broke bread with. It was a great pleasure. And although we won't have this lovely place to come and meet and regale stories of old, we'll do the best that we can to keep in touch, find a place to fucking throw back a pint once we all can again. In true honor, we'll fucking get a couple bottles of Jameson and drink them all and throw and break them and do everything else that we can to remember this place by. So once again, thank you very much. I love you all. And I'll hopefully see you and talk to you guys soon. Erica?
So I'm going to keep it a little shorter because I'm a crier. So everything Travis just said, but we didn't talk about the current closing staff at all. A lot of them came on board in the last couple years after you guys left. Also want to not forget about them because they were a huge part of why we are still running, why we are still a family, and how we all still stay connected. So I want to thank all of my regulars. I want to thank all my opening staff, my middle staff, the Sad Words closing staff, and Dan. I want to thank Dan for letting us run that place the way he wanted, the way we wanted, and then trusting me to do it when he didn't live here anymore. I don't know why he trusted me to do that. But I super appreciate it.
You were the only sucker who would.
Appreciate it, yeah.
I'm very appreciative of him and everyone that stepped foot into the bar, sat on the other side of it with me, talked to me, talked at me, let me listen to them. I want to say thank you to everybody. And I really hope that I get to see all of these amazing faces again somewhere. I'm not sure when, but soon. Sooner than later, I hope.
Yeah. And then the emotional one of the group.
What are you talking
about? G, hit it with your final words, man. The only way you know how. I mean, not in Spanish. I mean, no, I mean.
Lastly,
I
this glass is from one of the Lachute beer dinners.
The mini beer
It
dinner.
says world's tiniest
oh,
I mean,
glass
cheers.
from Shoot.
wonderful.
I thought it was appropriate. Sorry, your turn.
Quite appropriate. No, it's okay. It's okay. Thank you. Thank you, one and all. You helped us grow. We hope we helped you in some way, whether it was mentally, spiritually, beer belly. We wouldn't have it any other way. And I don't think any of us would be who we are if it wasn't for you. That means all of you. So, with that, my toast that I tortured all of you with, and I meant it every single time. Here's to good friends. I wish they were here.
Cheers.
Thank you, and good night.